Enlightenment. Wow, I'm actually shocked that I'm on twice today. I have some updated news for you guys. Um, welcome. And we're gonna wait until a few people come in so I could start the live so I could give you the updated information of the UN treaty negotiation. It's really interesting. I haven't watched it. You're gonna be watching it with me. Um, if you would like to see where it comes from, there you go. If you say the name, I get shadow banned, so I can't really. But there you go. Physically viewed. It's there for your convenience. But please like, subscribe, share, comment. Also, please press the notification button so each time I post, you will get notified. Also, check me out my other platforms, my Telegram, my YouTube, my Rumble, and here on YouTube. But I just wanted to let you know to be providing for you on this video is Telegram. All the information is on my Telegram, all the documentation, every fact checked is checked. So let's check these fact checkers. Okay? I'm so I'll be your host this evening. So let's I'm just waiting. Hopefully people come in. If not, then they'll watch it. You can rewind it, whatever. But I'm gonna wait and like 1, 2, 3 people come in. We're gonna talk. We're gonna see this video all together. This is my first time watching the video. He just posted, I believe today or yesterday. When did he post? Let's see when he posted. Yeah, he posted yesterday. But let's see who comes in. You see the title? It brought you in. Let's see if we can. Oh, I guess I wanted to start.
Before I suspend the consideration of this item, I have heard strong support to the Chair's proposal to establish the drafting group for items 13.4 and 13.3. Pending some additional time for consultation, the Chair has asked the Secretariat to provisionally announce in tomorrow's journal the start of the drafting group at 9:30 a.m. Please note that the drafting group will be open to all member states and all members of the drafting groups of the INB and of the working group of IHR. The agenda item is now suspended.
James Roguski, researcher, author, and activist, documents the World Health Organization's dangerous hidden agenda behind the proposed pandemic treaty. His vision for the future is out of the WHO and in with the new. He posts at James Roguski, that's ROGUSKI.substack.com, and at YouTube at James Roguski. Hello, James. Thanks for joining me on the Johnny Redmore Show. I hope today finds you well.
Well, today's a big day, and I've got some hot breaking news for you. So if you don't mind, I'll just dive right in.
Go for it.
The 77th World Health Assembly started meeting yesterday, Monday the 27th. But today, as we speak, literally, I've taken a break from watching what they're doing to be on the show with you here. They are meeting to discuss the proposed amendments to the international health regulations and the proposed new pandemic agreement, treaty, framework convention. It's had many different names. And while a lot of people have taken to celebrating that, they have failed to reach an agreement on these documents, which is true, they're still going. This is not a sprint. It's not over. This is a marathon. And in this morning's meeting, at least it was morning for me, it was afternoon in Geneva, they submitted 3 documents. And so I'll give you a quick overview of what these documents are. And quite frankly, the first one is a little bit of a shocker. Now, this is a resolution proposed by France, Indonesia, Kenya, New Zealand, Saudi Arabia, and what it calls for is the adoption of the amendments to the international health regulations. Now, many people have heard a lot of different things about the status of what's going on with those amendments. The final version was supposed.
So, guys, what he's talking about is, I have the documentation. Actually, I'm holding it right now, which I'm going to show you in just a second. But what he's discussing in this video, I do have the proof of it. I did print it out. You just have to do your own homework, guys. Right here, it says, right there, let me turn on the light so you can see it. Let's see if it brightens up anything a little bit, at least. Hold on. So here's the documentation that he's talking about. All right. This is not the updated document. I have to print it out, but I believe this is, because it says, no, yeah, because no, they just revised it. So I will get it for you, but this was the original back in 28 September of 2022. This is the document that the United States agreed with the WHO. If you could read it, it's right there. Everything is there. But this is what he's talking about. And it's very concerning and alarming what they want to do. So I wanted to provide you the information with the research that I'm doing and looking up myself, not just I, but James as well. So if you guys can check James out on Rumble, please do so.
Supposed to be submitted 4 months in advance of this meeting, which would have been January 27th. But apparently the nations have accepted the fact that they still don't have a final version. But the United States and the other nations that I mentioned have put forth a resolution to adopt the amendments that are included in the annex to this document. Except this document is only 3 pages long. They are still negotiating right up to the last minute. The last day of the assembly is June 1st, and it appears that they're trying as hard as they possibly can to finish the negotiations and ram through an agreement on the proposed amendments to the international health regulations. Now, there has been a lot of misinformation about what is in those documents, and I'm sure most of your viewers and you have heard of mis, dis, and mal information. I want to add a 4th one to that, and that's old information. So this all started back on September 30th of 2022. That's when the nations submitted 307 amendments. There was 197 pages. It was kept secret until December of 2022. They did then reveal it, but on February 6th of 2023, there was an important report. Sorry about that. I thought I had that turned off. There was an important report published by the review committee, and so most people failed to read that 97-page document, which put the kibosh on a lot of the more egregious things. But unfortunately, people didn't read that document, and they've been talking about an old version of the amendments from 1.5 years ago. We have not still been able to see what they're planning on adopting at this assembly, simply because they haven't finished negotiating it. Now, the most concerning things to me are Articles 24, 27, and Article 31. It appears that what they're trying to do is enforce vaccine passports, by whatever name they want to use, vaccine certificates or passports. And it currently says in Article 31 that when you travel outside of your nation, international travel, and you land wherever you may be headed, at a seaport, on a cruise line, or at an airport, or wherever it may be, border crossings and so forth, the nation that you are visiting currently can compel travelers to undergo a medical examination, prophylaxis, some sort of treatment, vaccination, if you really want to call, these mRNA jabs vaccines, or isolation and quarantine. They want to actually strengthen that by an amendment to Article 24 to make it so that the officials at the nation that you're traveling to could implement that isolation and quarantine as appropriate. Well, I'm sorry, but that's a little bit too vague for my taste. That would be an open-ended invitation to officials to pretty much do whatever it is they want. Now, Article 27 would also include the quarantine of the conveyance being whatever kind of vehicle, an airplane, a cruise ship, a train, a bus, whatever it might be. And so while everyone has been talking about old information and concerned about things that are not in these documents, that has distracted from what they are trying to push through. Now, in brief summary, the other two resolutions that were proposed, and these are all available on my latest article on Substack, and they're all available on the World Health Assembly 77th webpage, and they're conference documents 8, 10, and 12, and I encourage people to read them. Number 10 was put forth by the 47 member states of the African region, and number 12 was put forth by Australia, Brunei, Canada, Norway, and Pakistan. And essentially, with the other agreement, the new pandemic agreement or treaty or framework convention, whatever they may want to call it, they're calling for...
So the article he's talking about is right here. You see Article 10, right? Look at what it says. I don't know what the updated version is, but this is pretty darn close to what they want to do. All right. So there you go. It's right there. You see it with your own eyes. Early detection and containment of outbreaks to prevent spread. Develop warning criteria for risk assessment. Encourage who to aid and deploy expert teams to outbreak areas when an event is notified, or to right there, request SP to update based on publicity available information, public information, okay? Affirmations, obligations on SP to respond in a timely manner to requests for information or offers of assistance. Right there. That's Article 10. I will get the updated version for you, but hold on, let me see something. Oh, right here. So Article 10, right here. Article 10, verification within 24 hours of receiving information. Who shall request? You see how they cross it out? And then it says verification of a state party of reports from sources other than notifications or consultations of... Where are we? Jeez, Eve, where are you? It's so hard. I'm like trying to show you. And right here. You're right, that's where it was. Of events which may constitute a public health emergency of international concern allegedly occurring in the state's territory. In such cases, who shall inform the state party concerned regarding the reports if it's seeking to verify? So if you guys don't know what's going on in the state of New York, okay, so Kathy Hochul wants to imply the concentration camps, okay? Yes, it's real. No, it's not misinformation. It's real, okay? Yes, they want to do what they did, but worse. So I am just showing you the actual information, and he's giving you the actual information. So let's continue.
Continuing the negotiations and having a special session of the World Health Assembly before the end of 2024. So those negotiations are further apart, I guess is one way of saying it. They're further from reaching an agreement. They're not going to be able to achieve that at this assembly. So they're calling for, approximately another 6 months of negotiations and a special assembly by the end of 2024.
That is an amazing amount of information. Listen, we're going to go to a quick news break for the headlines. But when I come back, I have a fair few questions for you. You're listening to today's News Talk, TNT.
This is TNT Radio.
Welcome back to the Johnny Vedmore Show. Now, James, I have Wild Heather in the chat says this treaty is like a telephone book, pages and pages, and like James has just mentioned,
It's big pages. There's lots of pages, guys.
Of it, all very nefarious, and wants a strong-armed through.
I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you really quick. We're gonna get out of all this craziness. Where is it? Right here. Come on. Hold on, guys. Give it a second. There we go. So this is my channel. If you see. Right here. Angels of Enlightenment. It is public. So you guys can see all of the need. Okay, so right here is all the documentations. And also I'm going to show you something which is pretty cool. Let's open that. Come on, I don't want to just open it. Oh, there it goes. So this is the basic documentation right here. That's why I say everything is on my Telegram. Every information that he's talking to you about, it's on here. Everything, the Constitution of the World Health Organization, the rights and obligation of everything is in this book. All these documents, it's not a book, it's documents. So all these documents are here. And here goes Article 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He was talking about 10. See, they changed that. The Health Assembly shall be composed of the delegates representing members. Let's see. Sorry, guys, you're coming along the ride with me. So those are 82 articles. Hold on. Let's see what this is all about. Article section. What? So for one article, you have how many sections? This is ridiculous. Come on. It's like a novel. It's 244 pages. You see this? 244 pages. Let's see where Article 10 is. Come on. 1, 2, 3. Article 10 right here. This agreement shall enter into force upon its approval by the World Health. Look at what? You see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? Are you reading what I'm reading? So Article 10 is right here. Read what it says. This article shall enter into force upon. You force upon? Really? Its approval. That. So as soon as they get the approval, they're going to force. But let's continue. You seen it for yourself.
Lo and behold, the next pandemic. Good job and clever cookies like James to interpret it. Now, a question I have there is this all... I mean, what you were saying about them, they've thrown a curveball time they're about to punch us in the face. So is this all part of their technique of being able to get through things like this? They have to do it through trickery.
I think it's been a self-induced confusion. Okay, many people have not read the documents. They have followed what other people have said about the documents. Now, if you read, going back a year and a half, there were things that were initially proposed by many of the nations. You're dealing with 196 nations with the amendments and 194 with the new agreement. And so what has happened is, as the negotiations have moved forward, and very, very especially that final report from the review committee back on February 6th of 2023, what has been said for the last year by many of the people in the alternative media world has not followed along with the changes in the negotiations. The current latest version of the document for the treaty is only about 30 or 32 pages, depending upon which version you're looking at, and it says very clearly in Article 24, Paragraph 2, that this treaty is not an attack on sovereignty. It is not giving the WHO any authority with mandates and lockdowns and forced jabs or anything like that. What is going on here is this is a very corrupt business deal to set up a cartel, put billions of dollars into looking at pathogens with pandemic potential. They abbreviated PPP, but I added a fourth P. They're looking for pathogens with pandemic profiteering potential. All of this, the United States, would fall under Article 1, Section 8, Clause 3, which is the Commerce Clause. The United States federal government was given the enumerated authority by the states when the Constitution was written to oversee international commerce, trade with foreign nations. This is a really sick and perverted trade deal where what they're trying to achieve is looking for pathogens to bring them into a WHO coordinated laboratory network, find the genetic sequence, which is more valuable than gold or diamonds or anything else you can imagine. Just think about how much money pharmaceutical companies make from genetic information. And it's actually an expression of national sovereignty, not an attack on it. The smaller nations around the world realize that they have very diverse, biology, and connected to the Convention on Biological Diversity from 1992, they want to set up a pathogen access and benefit sharing system. In real English, what that means is we've got some scary pathogens, or we made something on a computer in a simulation, and we've got this genetic sequence that pharmaceutical companies could turn into drugs or jabs or diagnostics, and they don't want to hand it over unless the benefits are shared. So that's why all of the nations want this treaty to happen, but it's also why they're having such difficulty in reaching agreement, because they're arguing over who gets which piece of the pie. There was recently a brand new treaty I reported on a couple of days ago. It was, I think, last Friday, slipped in, an agreement for intellectual property regarding genetic sequences. And so that disagreement, which is now an international treaty, was one of the things holding up these negotiations, because the poor nations don't want to hand over their sovereign, biological resources or the genetic sequences that define them, unless they get access to intellectual property so that they can have geographic distribution of the manufacturing for diagnostics and drugs and mRNA injectables. I refuse to call them vaccines. So people have been misled by, quite frankly, the alternative media, who have not actually been reporting on what's really going on. They've been reporting on old information and crossing what's in the amendments with what's in the treaty. And so at this moment in time, they're busy, trying to negotiate at the last minute to shove through the amendments which deal with international travel and the requirements that could be forced upon people when they find themselves outside the jurisdiction of the nation in which they live, visiting another country. At that point, many people have made comments about various state legislatures in the United States passing state law to protect the nations from the WHO, but that's missing the point. Those laws are not going to help you when you leave your country and you're quarantined in a foreign land. And so at this moment in time, like any other good mystery movie, there's going to be plot twist after plot twist after plot twist. It's far from over. They may or may not adopt amendments by June 1st at the end of the assembly, but they have every intention of continuing these negotiations as long as they need to in order to get these agreements in place.
Well, I'm amazed. That sounds like it's I'm not actually that amazed, but it sounds like it's an interesting trade-off of accountability and responsibility, and a little bit of bonus and benefit here and there, so that globalist organizations can give the nation states some sovereign power that then they can use, that will just then prop up the system. It's very interesting. Listen, one quick, there is a quick question from the chat before you go. Dark Commission says, you don't have to give long on this. If this goes through, will this make Bill Gates the most powerful man in the world, seeing as he's a principal contributor?
Well, the most powerful people in the world are those who control, military systems around the world. He certainly has influence because he has a lot of money. If you simply look at the resources, the WHO is the tail that is being wagged by the dog of Big Pharma. WHO's budget is about $4 billion a year. That's chump change for Bill Gates or any of the pharmaceutical companies. So what people need to realize is WHO is just the marketing and promotion arm of this massive, pharmaceutical hospital emergency industrial complex. And, Bill Gates makes his money, a lot of it, by using donations to the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation to turn a profit by investing in the things that he gets organizations like Gavi and CEPI and the WHO to promote. So if you're aiming at the target, aim bigger, right? We're dealing with worldwide pharma trying to get money from wealthy nations to build out the infrastructure that they use to profit around the world. This is a racketeering corruption treaty trying to put that under the guise of essentially a trade agreement. But nobody's pointing out the most obvious thing. The diagnostic tests, the PCR, the drugs like midazolam and remdesivir and Paxlovid and molnupiravir and all of the many, many, many jabs, I doubt that you will hear a single word throughout the entire World Health Assembly about the simple fact that those things do not work. They actually cause harm, and they're being presented as the manner in which the world could better prevent and prepare for the next pandemic. And that premise is absolutely fraudulent. But you won't hear a single word in conflict with that, because this is being run by the people in big pharma who profit from diagnostics, drugs, and jabs, and that is their chosen solution. You will not hear a word against, those are the ones who pay the bills at the WHO. You're not going to hear any bad words said about any of those things.
Yeah, what good work you're doing, James Roguski. I tell you, thank you very much for coming on the show, and keep up the good work, my friend. That's sterling.
Thank you so much.
Excellent. You're listening to today's News Talk TNT.
So guys, right there, that's where you can find the documentation, is at substack.com. I also have it on my Telegram right here for you. It's presented. The article is right in front of you. Everything is in here just for you. Look at the World Health Organization. Look at. This is crazy. Agreement between the United Nations and the World Health Organization. Everything is in here. Everything that you need to read is in this document. It's pretty big. It's a 244 page document. So, and you have to read very carefully. Like he said, if you know how to read documents, you would understand. If you don't know how to read documents, obviously it will go over your head and you're like, oh yeah, well, that's not a big problem. It's not a big problem. But then when you get quarantined and locked in your homes, right? And get forced to do things that it's not godly at all. That's enslavement. So if you think that our rights are going to be taken away, yes, with this bill, yes, with these amendments that they're trying to pass, yes, and it's scary. And if you have children, understand where we are coming from as parents. And it's dangerous if they do pass it. A lot of us will not have any freedoms. So it's us, we the people, to do our jobs as an American, right? And to do our own homework and to dig up our own homework. So I did everything for you. Everything is here. Actually, he did it all, and I'm just sharing it. So thank you, James. If you're watching this, I did receive a text message back from James actually last night. So I'm hoping that I could get him on my channel, because this is very concerning. But I want him to explain everything that he did research on, and he did expose on what's going on. And it's all here. 2007, May 2024. These everybody that's involved. Look at the list. It's 93 pages long. He said 194 nations, right? That were involved. Look at Brazil, Barcelona. Look at. So it's just not the United States. It's nationwide. Let me pick it up closer for you guys. Look at. These are the nations. Chile, Argentina, Cuba. I think Cuba's in there too. Canada. Look at Canada. Dr. T, Dr. E, Mr. E. Who are all these people? Everybody's involved. All these people signed this agreement. They're just waiting to pass it. But these are all that are involved. Look at this. Costa Rica. I do speak Spanish, so sorry. When a Spanish like name comes up, I do say it in Spanish. It's because it's... See, look, Cuba. I said Cuba. Look it. Cuba's right there. That's sick. And you know they're Cuba is the most communist country, right? They're not even allowed to fish. You know how much it is to fish and you go to prison because you fished? To go get a fish. To go eat fish, you go to prison. Yep, if you go fishing. You're right. Listen to a lot of Spanish news. You would never you never want to be communist. I watched it all my life. You would never look, wow, look, Egypt. Even Egypt, you see? What? Denmark. Dominica? Isn't that the Dominican Republic? Yeah, Dominica. Dominican Republic. El Salvador. There you go, Salvador. Ecuador. United Arab. I'm not gonna even chop that up, dude. I don't even know. So those are all the let's see what else we got. I have all of this. Team, wait, let's see what this one. This was on the 24th of May. This is only 5. See? 24th of May of last year. And this is what is this? The 75th World Health Assembly. So draft. This is the draft resolution proposed by Australia, Barcelona, and I'm not going to even chop that up. Colombia, European Union and its member states, Japan, Moscow, Republic of Korea, United Kingdom, Great Britain, and Northern Ireland, and the United States. These are the regulations. Article 59. I'm not sure. Entry into force. You read that? Read it, guys. You see it? You see what I'm reading? Let's bring it up closer. Are you reading what I'm reading? You see that? So, yeah. So, all of this information, if you guys want to print it, it's on my Telegram. You could download it. It's a PDF form. It's really crazy information. If you know how to read documents, you would understand what's going on, especially the fine wording, because, you know, they love to use those words that we don't understand. So, but the document's there. If you know how to read any documents, all the documents are in there. All right. I will keep you guys posted some more. As my channel is written Angels of Enlightenment. This is, where's my information right there? Oops, wrong one. Sorry. Can I say? Can you see it? No. All right. So there goes my Telegram. It's Angels of Enlightenment. You can find me. Actually, it's in my About section. If you guys go on to my About section, you can just click it. It will take you right there. I do have a link. I completely forgot that I have a link. And I'm just like, it is what it is. But there you go, guys. So please like, subscribe, share, comment. Also, please press the notification button so each time I post, you'll get notified. Also, check me out on my other platforms, my Telegram. There you go, Telegram. And mostly I'm on Telegram. I'm sorry to my Rumble subscribers. I'm sorry to my OopTube subscribers. I have posted. I know it's been a while. It is what it is. Just trying to manage one channel. Well, 2 channels. It's a lot, man. It's a lot. But God bless you all. Have a beautiful Wednesday, and I will keep you posted. Let's keep, we are the news now. It's so sad that the news can't do their job. It's sad. I know. It is what it is. We will continue, and let's continue the good fight here, and let's let them know that we're aware, and that no, we're not going for it. No. I'm not going to be locked up in my house. I'm not going to get forced somewhere that I don't want to be. Remember the times, it's like we're kind of going back into times of the Holocaust. But it's worldwide. It's not even one country anymore. It's worldwide. It's not even, well, wait, hold on. Let's go back to 2020. What happened in 2020? What happened? Do you want another 2020? Because I fucking don't want another 2020, I'll tell you that. And this one's going to be way worse than 2020. Yeah, go do your homework, please. Just go do your homework. So God bless you guys. I'm out of here. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.